I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, my colleague, the Rockefeller Foundation's Managing Director for Resilience, Nancy Kete, to present the first award.
Thank you, Zia. Water scarcity affects more than 40% of the planet, and the consequences for communities, individuals, and their families are dire. Every year, 3.4 million people die from diseases related to lack of access to clean water. 99% of them occur in the developing world. As more and more people move to cities, the watersheds surrounding them are increasingly degraded through unfettered growth and sprawl. This makes it increasingly challenging to provide clean, affordable water to millions of people around the world. The traditional approach to meeting demand for water services is through construction of large-scale gray infrastructure, such as water and wastewater treatment plants. Today, the world spends more than $500 billion a year on traditional water infrastructure, a figure that's projected to roughly double by 2020. We cannot sustainably support the current pace of human and economic growth without changing the way cities are planned, operated, and financed. The Nature Conservancy recognized that there's a better way. Their solution, undertaken in cities and communities around the globe, included more than 20 of the world's largest cities, is to integrate natural infrastructure into our built infrastructure solutions. They're investing in solutions that protect, support, and enhance the rivers, lakes, wetlands, and forests on which we depend for our water. In addition to protecting our water at its source, natural infrastructure is often less expensive than gray infrastructure and can have considerable co-benefits, including vital support for food, recreation, cultural activities, for cities and for the local communities where the solutions are implemented. But knowing that nature can provide our fresh water and efficiently and sustainably manage and protect it isn't enough. That's why the Nature Conservancy is helping water users in and around cities, that is, the utilities, the businesses, and the citizens there, become principal investors in long-term strategies to protect water supplies through an innovative tool that helps finance conservation solutions in watersheds. Cooperation between those who need water resources and those who can supply them is the highest hurdle to widespread and lasting success in this approach to alleviating water scarcity while protecting ecosystems. The Nature Conservancy has joined with a coalition of water users, upstream communities, municipal governments, and businesses to develop the Latin American Water Funds Alliance. The alliance works with multiple stakeholders to pool fees from downstream users in order to finance land management upstream. Presently, 11 water funds have been created with indirect benefit to 33 million people. This work has sparked widespread interest in water funds, with projects being implemented in various cities in Latin America, the United States, and Africa. This is an innovation that effectively embeds the cost of water conservation into the market, preserving ecosystems while promoting rural development and re-envisioning urban resilience in the 21st century. I'm very pleased to introduce Aurelio Ramos and Fernando Veiga from the Nature Conservancy and Vidal Garza from Fundación FEMSA to accept this award.
We just want to take the advantage to thank the Rockefeller Foundation and the New York Times for this award, which we take very humbly. There is a big challenge for us to work on helping protect the green infrastructure that provides water to us. We wanted to take advantage, 3 minutes, because I think this is very relevant to the topic that we have been discussing and learning this morning. And let me tell you that Latin America has around 30% of the fresh water, but despite of that, it's very badly distributed, and more than half of our cities have lack of water or are suffering from floods, and green infrastructure becomes a very important issue. And the water funds, which we helped to establish 12 years ago with the city of Quito, actually following the New York example with the Catskills, we have with the city of Quito right now has a water fund that has around $12 million in its endowment, and very important, has long-term investments up on the watershed. We have taken a model that is very simple. Water users pay water upstream through a fiduciary fund with a board with the private and public sector, and we monitor that as a business case. So that has become a very important model that we have started to replicate around Latin America and now around the world in Africa. That model, again, is an innovative but has a long-term sustainability. And Vidal will tell you a little bit of why this is important for a very important partnership. These have not been able to happen with the partnership not only of the Nature Conservancy, but the Fundación FEMSA and the Inter-American Bank and the Global Environmental Facility. And very special also to all the local partners that we have in places like Medellin, with companies like EPM, local communities, etc., and all the other water funds that we have in place. So Vidal wants to give 1 minute, and then we'll get off.
Thank you, Aurelio. Well, it's really an honor and a pleasure to be here today and receive this award on behalf of probably more than 100 organizations that have been working throughout this, I must say now happily, 17 cities, 17 water funds that are currently working on. And as we were talking this morning with this topic, important topic about resilient cities, it manages, again, that water being so basic and so fundamental for everything has to be incorporated, and I would like to say in this way, incorporated in our balance sheets as corporates and corporate partners in society. For FEMSA Foundation in 2011, getting a part of this effort was really a very important decision. We envision ourselves being part of a venue that were going to help a lot of cities get into probably a better attention on natural capital. And we found ourselves with water funds working. And as it was said in the beginning, 33 million people are indirectly benefited. But more than 4,000 families today are receiving the benefits of ecosystem recognition. And I don't want to say this in New York, but about a year ago, Sandy came here and hit you with $18 billion cost of reconstruction. In Monterey, my hometown, we had Alex, a hurricane that hit us hard, also 5 years ago, and we had to pay $1 billion in reconstruction. All of those resources are resources from society, and we need to keep them in society. By investing in nature, we can guarantee that that could be done. Thank you very much to Rockefeller Foundation and the Financial Times.